let's see what they can do here this afternoon.
Salmon, the only player from the grand final here today. As we get underway, season 2023 begins for Penrith and Parramatta, and that is a bizarre start. And that's the sort of stuff you'll see in a trial, as the ball is helped into touch. And that is going to be Parramatta ball. What a kickoff that was.
Yeah, magnificent kickoff, just a little bit late to get across there. And in the touch. It's a good ruling there from the touch judge. Put on notice right away to start the game.
Isaiah Yongi, the fullback for Penrith. He's a good player. He'll have better moments than that today. So Parramatta starting here from just 10 metres out. Hodgson waiting at dummy half. Getting it on here to Jake Arthur. That's Jordan Rankin popping it inside to Sean Lane. So Parramatta probably more familiar faces than Penrith for this game today. Madison now onto Arthur. And it's turned back inside. Here's a new by Momoisia. Highly regarded from the Newcastle club, has battled injury, but here he is. As now Madison goes down the middle. And Penrith sturdy in defence. 4 tackles gone. As Hodgson sends it on. Arthur the dummy now straightens, but there are 3 defenders there. So these young Panthers have done well so far with their first examination. And then the attempted barge over, they were there in numbers for Sean Lane, who put it down anyway. So Penrith, a confidence booster for their kids.
Yeah, it's a highlight for the Panthers just to start this game. The mistake there at the back, and then the set of 6. Lane coming onto the ball on that left-hand side. He's got a big body, he can get his arms free. And this time they just got up and put pressure on. And the Panthers survived their first real raid.
So as they bring it out, let's say hello to Jake Duke on the sideline.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Absolute stinker here at the foot of the mountains. 36 degrees, as you mentioned, Dan. Was around 38 a little bit earlier in the day, but thankfully there is a little bit of a breeze starting to pick up to alleviate these conditions. There was no thought from the NRL about delaying kickoff. However, they are pressing on in the heat, but we will have drinks breaks at about the 20-minute mark of each half to help the players. But a big test for these guys so early in the pre-season.
Thank you, Jake. I don't think we were that far away, you know, but interesting to hear the NRL not considering pushing things back. It has happened in the past with trial games, but here we are. And the number 8 for Penrith is Lindsay Smith, who's played 3 games of NRL. And that's Matt Eisenhuth, who is now in his 3rd year here at the Panthers. On the 20-metre line, the dummy half is Luke Summerton. Turned back inside here. And Penrith with that new man, Zach Hosking. Now comes out where it's fed on, and that Jamin Salmon in the 11 jersey. Well wrapped up, former Eel, of course. Summerton waits at dummy half. And now comes here to Jack Cogger. And up they go, and a good catch, and they did all right there. The Panthers, Nyongi there, getting it and getting rid of it, but the tackle is complete. And that's Penrith's first chance with the ball.
Yeah, it was some sort of set too, the way that they marched upfield. Just at the back end of that, just the crossfield kick.
Sunia Taruva, the man who came down with the ball, just put it down. That was a bit too difficult.
Good pick up here for the Panthers too. When you look at Jack Cogger, he's played 42 first-grade games, so he's got a little bit of experience.
They've brought him here, Block, to basically play the Sean O'Sullivan role, and Sean was excellent filling in for Penrith last year, and Cogger comes from a healthy stint in the UK, Huddersfield. Injury curtailed him there, but he's here on a 1-year deal. Ofahiki Ogden, 2nd year at Parramatta. Played a couple of games in the top grade last year. Mauricia was met here with Hodgson feeding it on. Sean Russell, great to see him back. Plenty of players coming back from injury. That's a 40-20 possibility. Hodgson there. Oh, he had the Penrith winger, Mintuane, on his skates and creates the error. So a nice moment there for Josh Hodgson as he just gets back into the groove.
Yeah, it's such an advantage to have a dummy half. He's got the confidence to get out of there. Everyone's on side. We see the fumble at the back there. A couple of errors to start this game for the Panthers. Maybe a few little nervous boys out there. They get another opportunity, 20 out, right in the middle of the park. See if Parramatta can put something on from the scrum base here.
They played in a trial last year. It was week 2, And this is the sort of side Penrith presented. Parramatta had a lot of their guns playing Moses, Arlor, Gutherson. They absolutely smashed Penrith 36-0 that day. That's Jordan Rankin, a veteran now, 31 years of age. Here's Arthur. Getting it on to Rodwell. And saying that Penrith were touched up last year, didn't do them much harm. They pretty much won every grade. So Hodgson now getting it on to Ogden. There's an offload. And that's messy, and Penrith come away with it. So another test survived by the Panthers.
They've done well defensively there, the Panthers. Didn't wait around to see something happen. Got off their line and made them force the error there.
Daruva played for Fiji at the World Cup. Now followed up by Iongi, a 19-year-old fullback. Comes out here to the winger, Jesse McLean, another 19-year-old Australian schoolboy. It's frightening, the list of Panthers and what they've achieved, these youngsters. There's a loose pass from Jenkins. And this is typical trial stuff, lots of errors early in this contest. This would remind you, Block, as we watch a replay here, the hot conditions. This is Tui's challenge stuff. We're playing for the $100,000 prize now and a trophy. This would bring back some memories.
Well, they were the days, weren't they? Travelling out in the bush in the pre-season. Lots of fun, Dan. Had a lot of fun blokes around doing the commentary then.
I bet there was... It was a festive time. That was the old knockout competition here. It's just 2 weeks in and out. We've got 3 teams on top. Cronulla, Warriors, Manly, all on 14. I don't know if they found that extra offload for Manly that they needed. Oh, I'm told they did. So high drama in the challenge. Manly now on their own on top. I said last night, careful, they'll find an extra one there somewhere. They do the stats team when they go through the game. And a knock on here for Parramatta, so Penrith to get a scrum on halfway.
Just trying to force the issue a little bit. They've had good field position early in this game, the Parramatta side. Just trying to force the ball out the back. Another knock on. Both sides making plenty of errors early.
So this is the challenge. It's only 2 games, so they've had to find a way to try and separate the teams. 12 for a win, 6 for a draw, none for a loss, no golden point. And here's where they'll bring the separators with the tries. 5 of them worth a point, 5 line breaks a point, and 10 offloads a point. So the 10 offloads is what Manly achieved and what the other 2 winners did not. So Manly got a perfect 15 from 15, and St Helens are part of this. They play the Dragons later. It's an 18-team competition. Looking forward to seeing how the Saints go out here. And we'll see how they cope in these conditions. They're, of course, here at this ground next week. That's the game of the pre-season. And now here's a beautiful little run from Summerton, and he scores. It's Penrith on the board first. Luke Summerton, the 22-year-old local, a St Mary's boy. And he scores the first try of the afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you what he has got. He's got speed out of dummy half, picks up, just looks how loose the Parramatta side are around the middle. A little bit slow to get back in the market, but once he got around a couple of feeble attempts at tackle, he took off this young fella. Of course, Happy Carousel gone to the Tigers. They'll be looking for a dummy half. And that's a great start from the young fella.
Yeah, they're not short of talent in this department. Mitch Kenny, Tony Luke, and now you've got this young man, Luke Summerton, scored a try in the state championship. And, that was where Penrith beat Queensland's North's Devils. And Penrith absorbed a fair bit early, and they score here. So they've done something they didn't do in 80 minutes last year in this corresponding game, and that's put points on the board.
Showed a fair bit of determination too. Once he got himself in a little bit of space, we'll try and find a couple of hookers that can go the full 80 minutes for the Panthers this season. And this young fella's had a great start to the game. His first run out of dummy half, and he's blitzed them.
So it'll be Kurt Falls. We know about him. He makes the kick from in front. So, geez, I'll tell you what, those kids, obviously they're okay with the heat because they're the ones sitting, they're the only ones sitting out there in the sun waiting for the ball to come to them. As they now disperse. That's a good moment. There's the Penrith bench. Now, they've both named 28 aside here, although we certainly did not see 28 from each side warm up. That's Maguire there at the Mo. Be good to see him back on the Fox cameras after his sparkling performance last year in the trials against Cronulla. Unfortunately, he got injured not long after, and the highs and lows of rugby league. Pre-season rugby league here on Fox League. Dragons and St Helens coming up from Wollongong. You'd imagine they'd have a nice breeze down there, Block. But Vossi will have the call of that one. But St Helens are hoping it's nice and breezy.
I think they're staying out there at Manly on the beach there, so be sunning themselves all week.
Hang on, they're staying at Manly?
Yeah, they are. I reckon they'd be talking to their managers too and say, can you get me a gig over here? How good's this?
Yeah, but geez, I don't mind a bus trip. Well, they've gone from Manly to Wollongong. They have hotels in the Gong, you know.
Well, they might have stayed overnight down.
God bless them. Good to see them out here. And Parramatta here just put on their heels after not cashing in. Isaac Lume from some Canterbury. Of course, played a few games from Melbourne in the top grade. Geez, you can see players already starting to wilt here, bunched up, and Parramatta barely beyond the 20 on tackle number 4. Hodgson's been efficient.
Last tackle now.
Just wants to get through this game, obviously. Madison is the last to play. Arthur with the deep kick. Iongi feeding it on to Arne.
Well, in these sort of conditions, good to kick downfield early. Just have a look at the Panthers coming back on side. Blistering heat out there. There's still not everyone behind the ball.
Well, you see those shadows are barely starting to creep across the ground here, so this sun is going to be a factor for most of this contest. That's the price of playing in summer.
Ryan, get space and square. Sorry, must hold.
So the try scorer waiting here. Summerton of the Taruva play the ball. Matt Eisenhuth played a stack of games last year in the top grade. Unfortunately, missed out on the big one. Falls. Russell was a hat-trick in round 1 last year against the Gold Coast and did his knee. So that was the end of his season. I'm not sure we'll see Hayes Dunster, but he's another one named in the Parramatta squad tonight. He's another recovering from a horrible knee injury. There's Bryce Cartwright. He's got an injury now. Mitch Moses there, Clint Gutlerson. Komolafe, Nigerian background. That could be tricky. Oh, not really. Good catch. Jesse McLean. And straight down the middle he goes. He leaves Madison in his wake and makes it to the 30. Well, some concern here, or have we? No. Liam Henry, the boy from Blaney. Summerton on to Cogger. Back for Smith. They keep it down the middle for Eisenhuth. Wrapped up by, 3 of them. It still gets the pass away, and here's a chance, but the scramble there, grabbing Henry just in time. Out it comes now. Cogger. That's brilliant work by Iongi. Getting it on to Jenkins. His pass loose. That's a knock on.
A fair bit of ball movement here from the Penrith Panthers, as opposed to the Parramatta side, who are working off their line for bulk of the game. Just tried to force the issue. Here's the bust here from McLean. What a great run too. Just clutching at air. A few of the Parramatta players have already made 6 missed tackles so far from Parramatta. And again, the last play here. Senior, it is just a couple of times just tried to force the ball. It'd be better reckon the message might go out to him, tuck the ball under your arm and have a run.
Run the clock. Heads in.
So unfortunate, it was a nice move he put on too.
Down, arm around Damon. Wait for the in. Josh, head in. Minute and a half.
7 errors so far in 14
Stay in the
minutes,
scrum.
covering
Wait
both
for the in,
teams.
Jake. Josh, get in.
So-
in.
So Tom Jenkins there, the man with the pirouette.
Kurt, off the arm.
Pass that went astray.
Hold 9, hold.
Penrith already made 3 line breaks, so they're almost there for a bonus point already. And there is the
All on the
penalty
right.
going to Parramatta. That is their first of the afternoon. Penrith called offside.
Didn't they need that too? They've been doing a little bit tough to get out of their own half, haven't they, the Parramatta side? It's a pretty ordinary kick there. I thought they would have went for a little bit more distance.
Wait for the kick.
They'll be up
Go.
over the halfway line in this first ruck here.
Outside.
So early spread as Hodgson to Arthur. Oh, and almost
Damon,
poking
get
his
up.
way
Lock
through
in. Hold.
the fullback
Go.
Russell. So Parramatta
Matt,
now
you
back
stay.
inside
Make it
Penrith
here,
territory.
Go to.
Off of Hiki Ogden. And a fair bit of first grade for Canterbury. Omoisia
Damon off the leg and square.
almost to
Hold.
the 30.
Hold.
Oh, it's come out. Penalty again.
Your hands in. Your hands in. You
A
want to
couple of penalties in a row now for the Parramatta side.
Oh, they're going to challenge.
Case.
His hand was all over the ball there.
From Penrith.
White
Challenging the
Raymond,
decision
our
of
referee
handing,
this
which
afternoon.
contributes to the breakdown.
Probably not the worst thing blocked that everyone has a little break because players look like they are struggling out there. We do have a drinks break coming up in about 4.5 minutes, but any break helps.
Bit hard for us to
Yeah,
tell
I
there.
think we'll need a better angle there. And this might be the one. Oh, jeez.
I don't think there was any raking action there, but his hand's all over the ball here.
That's going to be hard to overturn. Summerton there. You're right, there's no raking action, is there? But can it be overturned? Apparently it can. There we go.
Come where you want it.
Good challenge.
Come on.
We'll put our manners back in a box block. So Penrith scrum feed 30 metres from their own line.
All right. Work in, guys. We've had time. Let's work
A
in.
decent crowd, you know. I mean, again,
Work in.
Penrith, their big game
Sorry,
is
I'm
next
around
week against St Helens, and
Head
there's
in,
a
lads.
few
Back in the
thousand
scrum.
here in these oppressive
Wait
conditions.
for the break. Front foot. In.
A big crowd
Break.
last night on the Central Coast, about 10,000 for the double header. So fans, you
Sean,
put on
get up.
rugby league any time of year, they'll come
Hold.
out.
Hold. Go. One. Jara.
This is
Josh,
Eisen
get
with
off.
Luke
And
Summerton
swing.
with the try
Hold.
for the Penrith side. As now comes across for Lindsay Smith.
Held.
Debuted in the NRL in 2021. He's got 3 first grade games under his belt. And now plenty of room here for
Josh,
Salmon.
get off the arm. Make it. Hold.
Had all but 2 games last year in the top grade.
Good talk, lads.
Nice straightening run here from Jack
Last
Cogger,
tackle. Give space.
25 years of age.
Go.
Summerton on the last. Good efficient set there. Kurt Falls putting up the kick.
Good.
Russell's been very steady at the back for
Damon,
Parramatta.
let him up. Make 10.
It's
Make it.
Eisen who's
Hold.
leading the way
Hold.
there for
Go.
the
One.
Penrith side. Put his hand up. Probably the most experienced player out there for the Panthers, so he's leading the way at the moment.
Hold here. Go, 2.
As you said, they've got no trouble marching upfield. Just the back end of the sets
Damon off the body. Here.
probably hurt Penrith early in this first half.
Surrender. Stand. Square. Hold. Go. 4.
That's Arthur getting up.
Last
Oh, you
tackle,
see it.
Matt. Make 10. Hold.
Collected 10 short of halfway. So
Everyone give 10.
Rankin comes up with it here on the last. That's a tricky one. Not much distance on it though, and a very good catch from Jesse McLean, who's showed some good skill
Hey, get up.
in the
Right.
first
Hold.
18 minutes.
Go. 1. Dara, clear it. And square, Jake.
You know, Penrith are going to go full-born next week, so if they can get the win here, pick up a couple of bonus points, maybe the maximum, they might get their hands on another trophy. Here it comes now with a loose pass. Eventually finds its way to Jenkins. Geez, got some sharp footwork, Tom Jenkins, the young cherry picker. Now it's Cogger at the line. Eisenhuth on. Falls keeps it going. Taruva, dangerous. Well handled. Here's Zeal, the number 3 for Parramatta with the tackle. Now the stab kick, and that's too big. Ooh. No harm done there. So closing in here on a drinks break, but we'll keep going for another set here.
I think he was aiming for the upright there. Just a little bit too much on that kick. And they've looked the better. Just been able to find a couple of passes here in the first 20 minutes of the game. The Panthers have looked a little bit slicker. And defensively too, really put some pressure on their kickers. For Parramatta, their kicking game's been pretty ordinary early in this game.
So Madison, of course, the farcical situation where he's going to miss 3 weeks. But he is allowed to play these trials.
Play the 5 gorillas. Is it $5 grand or something?
4.
He'd have it in his ashtray.
Mauricia. Well, they tried to overturn it. The judiciary said, are you kidding? Oh, that's a mistimed jump. It hasn't been touched. Oh, it has been touched. Kai Rodwell comes away and bounds over the 20. Well, out of nowhere, the Eels have a chance here. Sini. There goes Rankin, keeping it alive. Lane, so good last year. Come on, laugh it. In fact, Luma on that side. Madison. Across the 20-minute mark. Looked like he was calling a runner inside. Yep, there it is. Off of Hiki Ogden. Geez, had plenty of touches, Ogden. That's his 7th hitter. Might be long for the rest of this game, but he's got in some work to this point. Here it comes now from Arthur. Oh, Russell, the bobble, the regather. Handled by Cogger. Short side. Oh, intercept. Now it is Thomas Jenkins. They are coming across, but he's got too much pace. Oh, come on, left there. What about the pace on him, but not quick enough to overrun and catch up to Thomas Jenkins. And Penrith get their 2nd.
Gee, he took off once he got the ball there. Got himself in the line, Jenkins. If you have a look at it, it's Hodgson. He's just coming out of dummy half, just showing the ball, 2 hands. They'd have scored if they got it on the outside there. Jenkins just scoops up, intercepts, and the chase is on. Oh, Jake Arthur. He's running on the spot with the chase there. And Jenkins played pretty well a couple of times. Tried to force the issue with some passes, but this time pins back the ears. Got plenty of pace, strong fella. And away he goes. The Panthers are in.
So Tom Jenkins. Yeah, a run like that'll boost the meters up there, 132 of them. The Penrith with their 2nd try. They got the 3 line breaks, so 60% of the way there for a bonus point. Couple of offloads and good start. Very good start. I believe we will have a drinks break. We'll have a special guest in a moment here as well.
They love their footy, the young Panthers, don't they? They have plenty of success in the lower grades.
Geez, what a team. What a club. You know, we talk about the top side eventually being chipped away at. That's the salary cap era, but then you got all these kids. There's stars coming through. That's a good kick from Kurt Falls. So, 12 points to nil at what is effectively the quarter time mark. Let's go to Jake Duke with our special guest.
I'm with Eels co-captain Clint Gutherson. Gutho, I bet you're glad you're not playing today. It's an absolute stinker.
Yeah, it's hot out there today, but look, footy's back. We'll get out here, dust off the cobwebs and see what we can do next week as well.
Yeah, what's the plan for yourself and a lot of the usual first graders next week? What are you thinking?
Yeah, back in next week, I think we'll play 60, 70, or some people might play 80. So treating it as a proper trial and go out there and try and get ready to go for round one.
What's the motivation like in this Parramatta side? Obviously, made it to a grand final, fell short. How are you feeling about another premiership push this year?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, the disappointment still sort of sits around. You want the footy season to get back as soon as it can so you can get back into playing footy. But like every team thinks they're a chance going into round one, and we're no different. We've got full confidence, and what we've got building here as a team and as a club, it's something to look forward to.
How's Brad Arthur been in the off-season to you?
Yeah, he's been good. He's looked after us a bit. We're getting old now, so got to start looking after the legs. But look, he's the same as us, just wants to get back into it. Obviously, not the scoreboard that we want at the moment, but the boys are just out there and ripping in. It's good. What
about Josh Hodgson? He's obviously joined the club. He's an experienced campaigner coming off the back of 2 serious knee injuries, but what's he added to the group so far? Just experience.
As you said, he's been around the game for a long time. He's craftiness. A couple of years ago, he was one of the best hookers in the game, and we've seen that this year in pre-season. He's had a year to get ready to go, and he wanted to come out here and play tonight, and we'll see what we can do again next week.
Just finally, you're putting pressure on Mitchell Moses, trying to get that deal done?
Always, mate. Just got to sign the papers and lock him in, but look, this is one of those things you just leave to him and his management, and hopefully get sorted and leans towards us.
All right, Gutho, good luck next week. Good to see you, mate.
Thanks, Jiggy.
Thank you, Clint Gutherson. We'll see him shortly on Fox League. On the Parramatta side, begin their season. They play Newcastle next Friday at 5:55 Eastern Time. That's their next trial. Big tick, Steve Roach, for Josh Hodgson. Got through the first 22.5 minutes unscathed.
Yeah, it's good to see him. We want to get out there and play. Unexperienced player, as we said. You know, he's had those knee injuries over the last couple of seasons, but he's a very skillful player. And the longer the season goes on, I reckon they'll start to jerry with what he's trying to do. Unfortunately, through the intercept there, but had they got the ball on the outside, Parramatta would have scored there.
Yeah, indeed. But it's Penrith leading 12 points to 0 as the second period of this game begins. We're going to see some new faces here. Here's Josh Hodgson, Sean Lane having a break as well. And that's good driving defence. Tony Mataele involved, along with Mitch Rain. There's 1 year left in his contract here at the club, Mitch. Makahisi Makatoa in the 17 as we look at some of these Parramatta defenders. Penrith here, putting in the hard yakka to get it out. Mav Guy playing it. All forward pass, so Parramatta rewarded. That was a good defensive set for these fresh players. And they'll get themselves a chance to put, finally, some points on the board.
Well, they give Parramatta a couple of opportunities in this first part of the game. Straight away from the kickoff, they made the error, and then a forward pass that time from the dummy half area. So they've been given field position. If they're good enough to score now, that's the big question. Parramatta side have got to get on this scoreboard here.
So Rain here is coming off, it would seem. He's certainly been escorted towards the tunnel.
A bit of a head knock there. I just watched him go into that tackle. Just tried to get a little bit low. He might have caught a knee or a hip. There. His head's not in the right spot there.
Okay.
He catches a hip. Timing out a little bit to start the season.
So Jaden Yates comes into the side. I bumped into his dad downstairs block. We'll be watching this on KO on a replay, no doubt. As Rankin now is first to bring it forward off the scrum. Madison's still in the game. Makatoa to the 10. It's Yates picking up now with Arthur. And the ball comes out. That's going to be play on. Play the ball from Yates. Now given a little bit of width, but Matt Dory, the former dog, put on his back. back to the open. Greg is the decoy. Madison, oh, that was a risky pass. It was well held onto by Makatoa. Lasati with the tackle. On the last, it's put down. Matele, it was tough. He was in the face of the Penrith defence there. So another Parramatta chance goes.
Let's give a little bit of credit here. I don't know how good the attack is at the moment, but the Panthers don't wait for you. They get up off their line. They put pressure on. There's another knock on there from the Parramatta side.
That was Coggett there who made the tackle with Guy there to help. Funny world we live in, Brock, isn't it? The names we're calling. Last night, John set up a try for Fulton.
Yeah, good.
Now we got Guy playing today. Here's Taruva. And Summerton got a little too cute there, Summerton. He's having a good afternoon, but just a couple of boo-boos.
Yeah, we talk about timing early in the season. That's what you dream about, coming out and playing after being tortured all off-season. Can't wait to get on the field and start playing.
Plenty of league, of course, here on Fox League, but a massive day tomorrow in UFC, returning to Perth. And on main event, we're also to be our very own Alex Volkanovski fights to become Australia's first ever double champ against Makachev, the Russian. And here's run here from Rankin. So mainevent.com.au, I see Volkanovski is the outsider. Boy, oh boy, you never write off a champion, and that's what Alex Volkanovski is. Anyway, that's tomorrow on main event. Here's Madison. Yates. Russell, the fullback. Back in field here, Matt Dory. Inside the 20, sharp play the ball. Back now for Wudamu Greg. He's the biggest bloke in this game, Wudamu Greg. He's had a bit of first grade. Arthur has to reach up for it. Rankin gets it on, 2-on-2. Nice footwork from Sini. Parramatta finally get on the board. Zach Sini. Moving left, moving right, moving over. The former West Tigers Cold hero.
Yeah, well, that time they got caught a little bit flat-footed. First defensive error on their goal line, really, from the Panthers. Sini, little stop-start, some great footwork. Gets himself a try. They needed it too. And just backs himself. That's a good thing about that run. Had the opportunity to pass the ball on the outside, but uses his footwork, defend, straight through to score. Parramatta finally on the scoreboard.
So Rankin providing the pass, but Sini doing the heavy lifting there. Zach, second year here at Parramatta, didn't crack the first grade side last year. 22 years of age. You see some New South Wales Cup stats. 4 games for the Tigers in 2021.
Didn't know him without the mullet.
That's right. He's still as ginger as ever. Did you have a mullet? What, you weren't a mullet guy, were you?
No, I had a frullet.
Well, what's a frullet? A front mullet.
You fell into that.
I've got producers laughing at me. I've got you laughing at me. I have walked into something. 12-4, Jake Duke.
Zach Sini, who could forget his memorable debut against the Dragons playing for the Tigers, where he scored a try in front of about 50 of his mates down there in Wollongong, but he's yet to make his debut for the Parramatta Eels. As you said, Dan, he joined them here last year. He played 22 cup games last season, scoring 9 tries, and he continues his try-scoring ways here in the first trial of the season to get Parramatta on the board.
Yeah. Sini is looking for an opportunity, certainly young enough. Geez, Penrith have had to do some defending, haven't they? They've only had 45% of the ball, but they've got still a 2-score lead.
15. Oh, square. Oh.
Yates. Mateele. He's a prop forward. I like him. He's signed until 2025.
Oh.
Geez, that's a good one. Pace.
Take it back. Go. 3.
Greg. I know he was the one that stood out when you were watching the players warm up. Big Woodamoo Greg. Katoa follows up. Madison just happy to run it into the defence on tackle number 5.
Not late.
Brings Tuane forward and he takes it with confidence. So Penrith have had to do a lot of this, haven't they? Just working it out, and there's a good offload which gets them out of a bit of trouble and gets them an extra 10 metres. Yongi, the man who plays it there. This looks like Jesse McLean. Now the 15, Valu Lasati, 22, from Ipswich, a West End Bulldog. Well, to all our viewers up in that part of the world. Here's a kick which is not quite flush. And way out on the full from Falls.
His kicking game hasn't been that great early in this game. One kick dead in goal. That time off the side of the boot. Looked like he changed his decision. Mid-kick there, the ball goes out on the full, gives the Parramatta side another opportunity. The reserves have come on and they've straightened their attack up a little bit. Just have a look at this set. Started to charge down the middle of this Panthers side.
Isaac Lume, that was a powerful run. Gets them going. It comes for Arthur. Fed along. Mateele. 3 of them there to put him away. Sini dummy half. Right now for Arthur. Done this a fair bit. That's his 4th run. Madison first receiver. And he wanted to offload that time. On the 10. Rankin on the last. Ricochets, but the ricochet is kind for the Panthers. Taruva is the man that plays it here. Now, he's an attempted one-on-one strip. Well, it was momentarily, but Muziu was joined by Rankin. Tell you what, they're going to enjoy the halftime break, these Penrith kids. They've done a lot of this.
It's amazing they're in front by 12 points to 4. I mean, all the Eels just haven't been able to ice their opportunities. They've had plenty more than what the Panthers had.
Hosking. There's another name. Another name blast from the past.
The Mule.
And he's a thought of a run from Cogger. Now the kick. Summerton was onside. Oh, he's done well with that second kick. He's got Russell back to his try line. And Taruva with the chase. Didn't finish the tackle off, but stopped Russell's progress. So 2 games tonight in terms of these trial games as the pass from Lume just hung on to by Yates. 4 games tomorrow. So it's a bumper day here on Fox League. We see the Queensland sides. We'll see the Dolphins for the first time. Mateele. Sini. Plenty of touches from him. It's a good 10 metres out of dummy half. So that gets Parramatta to their last tackle. And Arthur just happy to put it into touch, and everyone can have a little breather.
Yeah, even us. That's sensational play there. In these sort of conditions, there from Arthur, just finds touch. It'll take their time to get back to the ball in the middle of the park. Have a look up at the clock, still 6.5 minutes to go before the break. And again, we see the Panthers trying to make yardage off their own line. It looks like they've been stuck here for an age.
Now, what have we got here? What have we got here? It's the fullback Yongi.
hanging onto his neck here on the way down. Does he get... Oh, just
head slam.
head slam.
We'll see if they judge that as illegal or just unlucky, but it doesn't look that great. Now, we had one last night that was nasty from South against Manly. That one...
Well, I know we've got to protect the players, but I think that one's unlucky. I
think one thing, Isaiah Iongi might have played his last moment of this game. He's got up, and yeah, he has to come off. He has to, despite the fact he wants to continue. Now, we'll see if the referee will take action here. I'm not sure he will.
I think that one was an accident.
So 5 runs from this young man. The Flegg Player of the Year. He played fullback in the New South Wales Cup Grand Final win over the Dogs. So he had Flegg and Cup success last year. Another rising star, Isaiah Iongi.
And as we see Iongi come off for a head injury assessment, guys, news out of the Eels that Mitch Rain has failed his HIA, so he will not return today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jake. So we might see a lot more of Jaden Yates. I don't imagine they'll want to give Josh Hodgson too many more minutes than was planned. Hosking. What a debut that was against St George Illawarra. 19 runs, 143 metres. He was everywhere in a somewhat surprising win during a period where so many of their top liners were not there. So from inside the 40, the kick from Kurt falls. And out on the full, it was almost a ripping kick, but the second time he's put one over the line on the full.
That one was a little bit accidental. It was a really good chase here from the Parramatta markers to put pressure on. You've got to come away with something a little bit better than that. If you have a look at this game field position-wise, you would think that the Parramatta side was leading 12-4. They've had all the field position in the first half.
Madison's been busy. That's his 9th run. And Makatoa has been highly involved since he came into the game at quarter time. Jaden Yates. And there's a pass that was deemed to be okay. Martelli playing it inside the 20. Madison at the line and almost pouring through there. If it wasn't for the tackle of Zach Hosking, was Greg. And now Madison easily contained here. So yet again, Penrith survived the set with this one tackle to come. Rankin, dabs. Excellent positional play. And that gets Penrith again out of a jam. So only 4 minutes to go in this first half. Penrith have made 130 tackles to 108, so 22 more tackles. Obviously unlimited interchange, so they'll get relief in that regard, but we'll see if it does have an impact at the back end of this game, all this work. There's another good one from Somerton.
Yeah, it's all on the back of the speed of the play the ball too. Just gives him the opportunity to run out of dummy half. Somerton's been outstanding in this first half. Scored a great try. The opening one for the Panthers.
Back to the Clive Churchill studio after this. It's the Parramatta bench there. Lane on the far left. Hodgson. A little loose there at a dummy half, but okay as Russell goes to ground. Greg. 23 years of age. And there's the charge down. Salmon. And penalty offside. Penalty offside. Unlucky for Jamin Salmon. Val Mav Guy, my apologies. Boy, that's a great chase. That's a great chase there, deemed to be offside. Like a quite a shot at that to see if he was.
It's easy to drop off on those sort of plays, but Mav Guy just up there a little bit too quick. Dean by the referee.
Jeez, he's got some toe on him. He did get there quick. Okay, here come Parramatta now.
Get up,
Nakatoa.
Gee, their halves have got to take control here for the Parramatta side. They've had ample opportunities to score more points.
Ooh, slipping and taking a chunk out of the turf there was Russell, but he seems okay.
Just slow motion stuff. 2-pass runner.
Oh, that's very loose. They're going to lose 20 metres on that now. Towed ahead by Taruba. Then the chase is on. McLean. Oh, he just burns Matt Dory. Grubbers again. Regathers and scores. Sensational try. It might be a trial, but that is as good as it gets.
To these young fellas, they don't know how to give up, do they, on the chase of the ball? Again, another charge down. McLean it is. Showed great soccer skills there too. Parramatta side, as I said, slow motion. Just look at the chase of these young fellas. Always on the ball. They don't give in. Look at this for a little bit of skill here. And then the bounce. He takes off. That's a sensational try in any game.
Well, what about the skill? Firstly, the desperation. That obviously not easy from Taruva. And that's
skill.
ball moving away from him. Toes it forward, clean pickup, knows he's got Lumiere chasing. Geez, they're good.
Just got no fear, have they? The young fellas, confident. Chase hard.
So Jesse McLean is Blacktown Bear, Doonside Roo. He's a local. He's another one. He's another one, Block. Scored a double in the SG Ball Grand Final. Australian schoolboy last year.
Chase like that, you're going to get plenty more trophies.
18-4. So the kick from Falls. Jesse McLean, still a teenager, and has a wonderful moment. Boy, I bet his family's proud.
You know the other thing too for young McLean, that was a great try. Don't worry about that with the soccer skills and the speed, the chase, but his work at the back end of the field, taking tough carries off their own line for the Panthers in this first half. And that's as good a try as you'll see.
These kids have the same quality as
the big
boys.
Yeah.
They roll their sleeves up, they do the dirty stuff, they hold their line, and they take their chances.
Well, their job is drilled into them. Exactly what they need to do, what they need to perform at, what level. It's been a good performance. Comfortable lead at half-time.
And they're going to have a very handy lead at the break. So Penrith might be a shot at this pre-season challenge trophy. These can swing wildly, but they're looking good, these youngsters. Penrith 18, Parramatta 4.
It was outstanding in that first half of the Panthers.
So Parramatta named 28 initially, as did Penrith. Penrith have kept a 28-man squad, we believe. A few have dropped off the Eels, which was their plan all along. Dejan Azzi, Hayes Dunster, Jack Murchie, Brendan Hands Jr., Barlaw. So they appear to be at a 23-man squad. We should have a break, and we will have a break at the 60-minute mark, given these hot conditions, as play recommences here. And if you've just tuned in, you're flicking around, you've missed an absolutely stunning try, Jesse McLean, to end the first half, but it was a half-dominated possession-wise by Parramatta. They just don't have much to show for it. Down 18-4. Woody Greg would throw a mountain of work in the first half, running into Eisenhuth and also Liam Henry, the front rower. Here's Arthur's kick out on the full. Another kick on that side. A couple by Kurt Falls in the first half, and Arthur puts that one out on the full to gift the ball to Penrith just inside Parramatta territory.
It's a shocking start to start the second half. You get it up and around the halfway line, last tackle, and you kick out on the full like that, and you can put it down the pressure that the Penrith sides do. All the little 1%ers, they chase hard from marker, put pressure on, and there's the result.
You want to just seen a little glimpse of Trent Barrett. He's part of the coaching staff this year with Brad Arthur. At Parramatta now. That's spread on here. Number 7 is Cogger. He kept it going. Geyer fashioned it backwards. And that was sharp stuff. Logan Dixon in the 23 for Penrith. So again, a raft of new faces that we haven't seen this afternoon. That's Liam Henry up to the 10-metre line. Ogden last to peel off. Cogger at the line. Eisenhuth taken off the ball there. Tackle deemed to be okay. Summerton's kick, well, straight into his teammate.
No advantage, out 10.
Yeah,
Change over.
could have been accidental offside perhaps as well. Either way, it comes away for the Eels as we go down to Jake Duke.
Just an update from the sheds at half-time, guys. Isaiah Iongi, the young Panthers fullback we see, suffered a nasty head knock there in the first half. He has been ruled a Category 1, so he will obviously not return today, but the Panthers say that he is okay, which is very good news as Parramatta get a penalty here, coming out of trouble. But just an update on the conditions as well. The shadows are creeping across the field, but don't let that fool you. It is still very hot down here, 34 degrees, and apparently it won't drop below 30 before we are finished playing here this evening. So we will still have that drinks break 20 minutes into this half.
Yes, it's a dry heat, Jake. What did Jerry Seinfeld say? Yes, but so is a blow dry or blowtorch. It is that hot wind. But the three of us have no right to complain. You and I are in a commentary box and Jake's in the shade. As Parramatta 30 metres away. Well, if this game's going to have any life, Parramatta need to get rolling. Arthur turning it on the inside for Greg. It's Jaden Yates. On to Jordan Rankin. Remember, he debuted in 2008. He was a 16-year-old. A lot of time in the UK. Back now with Parramatta for a little while. There's now Sean Russell with the right foot step. Tidy defence by Geyer and also Eisenhuth at the end. Last tackle. Haven't done this particularly well so far, Parramatta. Up they go. Great catch. And that, Louis Zeal is held up. Again, the desperation of the Panthers.
It's a non-negotiable here for the Panthers here this afternoon. They've been great on goal, on the goal line with their defence. All joined in to make the tackle. I think it was Zach Hoskins that got underneath the ball there and held him up. And then his troops came to help. It's a great tackle. Desperation, little 1%ers you need to do.
They've had 25 tackles inside Penrith's 20, and Penrith have had 7 inside Parramatta's 20. Dixon now playing it. Cogger, the dummy half. Eisenhuth, 30 years of age now. There's Penrith. Plenty of change this year with Kickoff and Coruscant departing. And to keep it alive is desperate kick. He's got enough distance on it to be effective. Laffett is brought down. Yeah, Penrith. Also O'Sullivan, Rob Jennings, Jermaine Hopgood. He's actually at the Parramatta side. Charlie Stange. But the big ones obviously Kickoff and Coruscant. Still look like a pretty damn good squad coming into 2023. I believe they're premiership favourites. Going to try and make it a three-peat. So Woody Greg. Tell you what, he's playing with the point to prove, it seems. That's another strong run from him. Comes to Arthur. So his half partner Rankin and on to Russell. There's Rankin cross. That cuts out 2 from Arthur. Little individual play from Komolafe, and Penrith get out of trouble.
Look at the confidence of the Panthers at the back there. The little grubber kick through.
And that's Liam Ison, who is the man that goes to ground, and another penalty coming here for Penrith. I say another penalty, just their second. There's Nathan Cleary, and there you go. He's just seen himself on camera. Don't be shy, Nathan. Geez, some fair talent there in that shot.
He might be used to the camera.
Yeah, you can't pretend to be shy now. Please, please. Now, I'm told they're going to be just about full strength next week. Liam Martin might be the problem. They might have to rest him, but they are desperate to win that World Club Challenge against St Helens.
Gee, he was unbelievable over on that tour for Australia. Liam Martin, near on Australia's best player, I thought.
That's Hosky. And 6 more tackles. That's the first set restart of the day, but Penrith can't make good. Louis Zeal is the man who plays it here. A Penrith junior. Lume. 24 years of age now. So no points as yet in the second half. I've got to be honest, Block. What do they say? Call it now FOMO. All you people over there in the UK, that World Cup, the whips are cracking. That Australia-New Zealand test was unbelievable, wasn't it?
It was a great game of footy, wasn't it?
Samoans upsetting the English in the other semi. All right, here's Rankin now, putting in a kick. Turning around ice and he wants to let it go. Oh, he does let it go. He jumped up there and no little feather on the way through. Good work.
Geez, they've been battling to get a result out of their kicking game here this afternoon. The Parramatta side just gifting the ball back and field position in the start. 7 tackles from this one now for the Panthers. And that first run made 10 metres straight away.
Really downfall has him at the last tackle for Parramatta. He did well, Liam Ison, the 18-year-old fullback. Boy, how many hookers have they got? How many fullbacks have they got? They've got everything. So now here's a bounding run from Lindsay Smith, and that is off the back of another set restart. Look hungry for another one here, the Panthers. Little dart from Connor Mason, and there's space down the middle. Gets away from Rankin, keeps it going. Great tackle, Lume saves the try, but for how long? Mason, back for Hosky. Out the back now for Yumu. He's a metre short. Now comes back here to Cogger, right foot step, and takes them all the way. He takes them all the way to the line, and it's going to go up as no try, but it will get a look from the bunker.
Do you like the way they get themselves in the position after a little bit of a break? Right down the middle there was Liam Henry with a strong charge, quick play the ball, and then they're all on board. Surely a halfback can't score that close to the line there.
To determine if Penrith player gets the ball to the line. The ball's grounded at that stage. We're just going to review all possible angles.
Well, there's no double movement, is there? This is just be play the ball. They're not going to lose this, Penrith, you wouldn't think. So Jaden Yates coming up with the desperate tackle.
Ball is initially grounded short and then he rolls over the line. We're just looking at all angles to see if it ever gets down on or over the try line.
Okay, that angle does show it gets over.
You only need that little bit of chalk on the ball there.
Well, it won't be a play the ball then if he's got over the line.
Just the arm over the top here. That's short. I think he's held
After reviewing all possible angles, we will be supporting the on-field decision.
Okay.
We have a decision.
Well, might be a bit unlucky there,
Jack
Block.
Cogger, tackle 4.
I think it's Yates'
On the 10.
under the ball there, from what I could see anyway.
So it's a penalty.
Yeah. 1 foot. 1 foot on the goal line. 4.
In fact, no, it is held
Tackle
up, so it's
4.
not a double
Time
movement.
on.
There we
Go,
go. It
4.
is a play the ball here for Penrith, but 10 metres out, not 1 metre out. Furumu, 31 years of age, late bloomer. Now it comes across here on the last, a little grubber. And good work from Lume. Just
Well, he had to play the ball there, Lume.
kept the flying Tom Jenkins out of the way.
Well, there's the difference in the kicking games. The touch here from the Panthers. I'll get the ball back here.
Oh, that's a good kick.
It's a better take. Look at that.
Oh, look at him wind up, Liam Henry.
19 off the
Goes
arm.
into their top 30 next season. So they're highly confident about him and happy to commit to 2024.
Get up now. Square, make it. No, 2.
It's Lindsay Smith. Back now for Cogger. Keeping it alive and a silky pass here. Harry Hassett.
Roll out. Goal line. Hold. Hold.
Another Australian schoolboy. So now it's out to Cogger. Ah, there's a miscommunication. And that's the end of that for Penrith. So their completion rate, it hasn't been good all day, to be honest. 15 from 27. Parramatta 16 from 24. Penrith have taken their chances and Parramatta haven't.
You're right there, just trying to pass out the back there, a little bit of indecision. Trying to get on that outside shoulder there. Maverick guy it was running the decoy.
I'm looking at the team list here for the next game block. Geez, some good talent on show. The Dragons, pretty strong side they're putting up against St Helens. So the likes I'm seeing Moses Sully and Michaeli Ravalawa, Moses Mbai, Frank Molo, Jacob Little, Ben Murdoch-Masila will make his Dragons debut. But then St Helens. Now, these are names plenty of you will be familiar with. Tommy Mackinson and Johnny Lomax. Alex Wormsley, you like him, don't you? The big front rower.
I like him. He's a great player. He's had over a decade there at the Saints. And a testimonial last year.
Yeah. Is there interest in him coming here at some point?
There was plenty of interest from plenty of clubs. And Roby, too. I think Roby's played over 500 games.
Ageless. Absolutely ageless. And I see Curtis Sirinen on the bench for St Helens. So we get our first look at the Saints. I know we're on, I think, on Sky at the moment in the UK. So hello to all of you. Good morning. I'm tipping it's not 34 degrees Celsius where you are. So out it comes now. Rankin again getting his hands on it. It was Dory who goes to ground. Well, can they get it right here, Parramatta? And it's Rankin, the end-over-end kick into the sun. Oh, great catch. Courageous catch. And a penalty to boot. And now there's our first player to cramp up.
Well, they are fearless, aren't they, the young Panthers? Used to winning. We mentioned they won every grade last season. It's a great take, courageous stuff.
That's Jenkins who had a big moment in the first half.
With the intercept.
Indeed.
Front foot.
Yeah, so a couple of length of the field tries for Penrith. Here's Guy.
Get up, Zach. Square, both feet, hold. Hold.
So we'll have a drinks break in about 7 minutes here. Unfortunately, those shadows are starting to make an impression. It's still warm, though, no question.
Fine, let him up. Jordan, both feet. Hold. No, 3.
Liam Henry, boy, he's been impressive in the second half. Lindsay Smith, a strong run from him. That's his 10th for the day. Weaving run from Connor Mason. Connor Mason strolled in the dummy half. Liam Ison almost getting through. Mason off the quick play the ball. Pokes in a kick, and that falls into Rodwell's hands, and he can't keep it. That was a tough ask there for the Parramatta front rower, and it's going to be a Penrith scrum 10 metres out. Although, hang on, they're going to challenge.
Captain's challenge. Parramatta are disputing the decision of a knock-on. It touches his hand and then touches the Penrith defender.
That's another kid that's quick out of dummy half, young Mason. Made an impact since he's been on the field.
He's looking to determine if Parramatta knocked the ball on.
That's a knock on.
And Kai Rodwell touches the ball. Just need to see if it then hits Kurt Falls.
So he's regathered it cleanly, but if it touches Falls, it's a knock on.
I think he's knocked it on into Falls.
I think you might be right. I think you might be right. But again, these angles have been a bit deceptive. You look, you think it's touched him, but
that
maybe not.
Still reviewing all possible angles to see if it hits Kurt Falls.
Uh-oh.
So Kurt Rodwell's right hand touches the ball, and his left hand then hits the ball into Kurt Falls' right shoulder.
Okay,
The challenge is
there.
unsuccessful.
So let's see the Parramatta's challenge, and Penrith will get that scrum. Unlucky for Rodwell.
Independent doctor, Matt Dewey.
Right,
HIA.
Dewey is off.
Time's still off. They've reviewed it, mate.
3 runs for him, 9 tackles in his limited stint. He had an ACL in 2021. That really hurt him, Block. He was doing some good things at Canterbury and came back last year, but he was in the second tier. So here he is at Parramatta, hoping to
We'll get him straight in.
make good here at a club which can really,
jump straight in. Let's go. Form it up.
really make something of these sorts of players. They've done it in the past. That's what they're hoping on with a few of these recruits.
He looks pretty disappointed. He doesn't want to come off the field.
Haven't seen points in this second half yet. Here's Hosky. Mason, the 14. Having to shield his eyes there. Falls waiting for that pass. That's Son in an awkward position. Mason keeps it going left. Scored in the state championship last year. As it comes from Cogger. Oh, at the line. That's a lovely pass and a run which sees Lasati gain 6 more tackles. Surely the try is coming. Oh, that's wonderful defence there. Woody McGregor, he's been terrific for Parramatta today. He came up with a try saver there. Kurt Falls. They sit back and wait here, the Eels. Rodwell and Madison eventually make the tackle. Well, Madison's got a 3-week break coming, so probably no surprise that they're giving him so many minutes here. And there's another run from Lasati. He's a giant, this bloke. Now it's out to Cogger. To Ison. He troubles them. He's a good little player. Him as it came in field and finally put down is Liam Henry. Great scramble, Parramatta. Last tackle, Penrith. And now the swivel. Lasati. Now the kick for the corner. Oh, not quite. That deserved a try. But Jake Tungle, brother of, puts that one down. Tough one.
Not afraid to offload the footy, are they, the young Panthers? A little bit of ball movement there. Just a bit unfortunate there. The idea was right, the crossfield kick. They were caught short for numbers there, Parramatta. Let's give them a little bit of credit for their on-goal defence there.
Indeed, Block. Jake Tungle, he's the older brother of Isaac and spent time with the Bears in the New South Wales Cup most recently. There's a bit of space for Madison. His 11th run of the day. Sean Russell, 15 runs, most for Parramatta. Make it 16. Because in the top grade, we've seen him on the wing, but has been quite solid in the fullback role today. Up to the 20 now. Still a couple of tackles to play with. Short side is Yates to Arthur, trying to thread a very thin needle and helped out by Ison. So Arthur comes up with the result there. And a line drop out on the way.
It's taken them an age to force this line drop out. The kicking game has been pretty ordinary here this afternoon, you've got to be honest. And now they've finally got one.
Behind it.
Happy to do some more defending these Panthers. Well, Parramatta's going to make something of this game. They need to do something here. Makatoa goes to ground. Comes out now for Madison. On to Rankin. Keeps it going. There's a bit of open space. Lume scores. Parramatta get their second. Eels with the last pass, and Isaac Lume finds his way to the line.
Finally, we've seen some points here in the second half. Lume gets the try. Didn't he take off as soon as he got the ball? Had to turn around and chase. Penrith defence stripped him for numbers here, and didn't he take off?
Ooh,
it's
yes.
a great run.
He's still got pace. Well, their only other try came in the 27th minute. So they're still alive here in this contest. And a nice put down there. So
it's a nice shot from our cameraman there. Touchy. Right on the spot too.
3 tries to 2. Let's see the stats here. 2 line breaks apiece, so neither side near the bonus point there. Offloads. Penrith's got 7, so they're knocking on the door. Tries 3 to 2. So work to do here if we're going to see many bonus points handed out.
He's been good for Parramatta. Ryan Madison, you mentioned him a little bit earlier. He's only Parramatta forward to run for 100 metres, so he hasn't spat the dummy out. He's played plenty of minutes in this game.
Mentioned Parramatta, Penrith, and the change there. Obviously, plenty at Parramatta. Marnie, Papali'i, Niokore, Korfusi. They're the big ones to go. Ray Stone, not that we saw much of him last year, unfortunately, but he's a good player. Tom Opacek.
Remember that try he scored against Melbourne in that game?
That was the one. It was an expensive. It was an expensive match winner. Oh, that's a good kick. 18 points to 10. And that's a good time to take a drinks break with 21 minutes to go. So they're still alive here, Parramatta. Sean Russell with an excellent conversion of the Isaac Lume try. Good time to get it too, just to go into these little huddles with something to just get a little bit excited about. Perhaps they can still win this game. So here are the highlights, and it all started with Luke Summerton.
You were talking about him a little bit earlier, the explosive speed out of dummy half. Here's the intercept here.
Well, this is the game that the one that broke it open, because Parramatta had been dominant. But Tom Jenkins, good pace, Matthew Komolafe. But he wasn't going to run Jenkins down. Parramatta had to score next block. They did. Good to see Zach Sini back in business.
Yeah, good little bit of footwork there from Sini to score that try. And here's the try of the match so far. McLean's the man that gets the try, but desperation here.
Enjoy
and
this.
Speed from the Panthers.
Taruva with the kick. And then the recovery. Jesse McLean, the 19-year-old. That's the moment of the match. And then this last try here for Isaac Lume.
He took off too, didn't he? They finally forced the line drop out against the Panthers. Parramatta get their first one and their first try of the second half here.
So down to Jake Jude.
It's just starting to cool down out here at the moment, guys. You can see the shadows kind of coming onto the ground, but it's been an absolutely scorching game here for the pre-season. You can't imagine what these players are going through. They need these drinks break. As I said, it won't get below 30 degrees before we finish playing here tonight. That gives you an understanding of what they're going through, what they have to push through. Luckily, this is what they prepare for in the pre-season. I'm sure it's a bit tougher than what Blocker had to do in his pre-seasons, but you can imagine that the running the Heels out here in Penrith in the heat in Parramatta, they get used to it, they train for this, and hopefully over the next couple of weeks it'll get better and better, and these guys will be match fit and ready to go, and we'll get off the field because they're back.
Not sure anyone said he could take his tie off Block, but okay, I guess we'll let that slide. There's Nathan Cleary signing some autographs. So I'm impressed with Jake. He's kept the bloody jacket on.
He's a good-looking rooster, isn't he, eh? He can do what he likes, I reckon.
Okay, fine. There's Ivan coaching them. Peter Wallace, part of the main coaching staff this year. There's the Parramatta Brains Trust for 2023. And giving the water bottles a nudge nice and early, I see there, Brad Arthur. Oh, what a powerful run. Beetham Misser there. Jonte Beetham Misser. What a first entrant there. The number 23 for Parramatta.
Finally, they're showing a little bit of energy after scoring that try. That's the way to run.
Boom. Poor old Harry Hassett was the one who wore that. Well, this is an imposing opening set. In this final period, Makatoa's run followed up by this almost. A little line break made. 30 metres out with 2 tackles left. Makatoa again. Oh, he wrong foots Riley Smith and gets to the 20. Bit of energy about the Eels now. Here's Russell's grubber. It's well weighted. And now exerting a bit more control on these last tackle options.
It was all started within that first run. That was a great set of 6 there from Parramatta. It's taken them an age to get going. Again, they forced the line drop out. Last time they did this, they were able to score. So finally showing a little bit of spark.
That's the 3rd dropout for Penrith. They've all come pretty recently. Makatoa. It was late 2021 where he debuted, and he was very impressive and played a lot of first grade last year. Jonte beat the misser, a prop who's been in the Eel system for a little while. Now it's Russell with the dummy. He's getting his hands on it, Sean Russell. Getting a move on here. Arthur on the angle. Rankin is the new recruit from Newcastle, North Queensland, Moisia. Madison. Oh, Arthur had a look. Arthur had a look. That ends that.
Well, again, we see the Panthers getting off their line. A little bit of energy from the Parramatta side in the last couple of sets, but look at that, straight up in your face. Forces the error.
Riley Smith, energetic little bundle of energy. Now him, Riley Smith, blue headgear, double sports star, a cricketer for Australia under 18s and an Australian schoolboy. Here's a quiz question. Who was the last to do anything like that, represent Australia in league and cricket? You won't get it, but it was about 35, 40 years ago.
It wasn't Bronco Jura.
It was Bronco de Jura.
See, you throw this quiz at me and I know the answer.
That's unbelievable. He didn't even get help.
He's in Bathurst now.
Is he?
Yeah, good fella. I saw him
South
last
Sydney
year.
player, wasn't he? He was a fullback, hard-running fullback.
And a wicketkeeper, I think. Wicketkeeper batsman.
Isn't that one of the great names? Bronco de Jura.
Bronco de Jura.
A good player too. A good period for South in the 80s, and he was part of it. So here's Riley Smith. And that's not easy. Oh, taken midair. Taken midair. Nothing malicious, but a penalty. And Mituanai. We'll just move on from that. Good courage there from Komolafe.
Well, they've had enough ball in the last 10 minutes to get themselves right back in the game now. Parramatta gifted 20 or 30 metres upfield.
As a neutral, it'd be nice to see Komolafe in the clear. We saw him almost run down Jenkins. Too much of a head start. 9 tries in New South Wales Cup in 6 games last year. So I guess we'll be seeing a lot of the Parramatta stars next week. Usually the week 2 teams much stronger than week 1. They take on Newcastle. Gosford in the first game of a Friday doubleheader.
And then the week off, and then
it's on.
She's on.
It's on. And they open the batting against Melbourne at Combank. That should be a full house. Every game live live here on Fox League. I'll put my teeth back in. Every game live as it comes here now. Madison. Oh, a no-look pass. That was Lasati holding on to make the tackle on Makatoa. Now Arthur. That could be a little tricky. Could be a little tricky.
They'll get the ball back here.
Yeah, they will. So he created the contest this time, Arthur, and they'll get it back. Well, they've had the best of it for the last 10 minutes here, and if they score another, more than enough time, obviously, to take the lead. And Penrith have done so much defending. Madison. Not a single offload recorded from him today, which is unusual. Oh, Rankin again. Parramatta halves guilty of having a look at the rushing defence.
Yeah, just a bit too slow around the halves here this afternoon to cause the Panthers any real trouble. Just thinking about what he was going to do once he caught the ball there, Rankin. Looking up at the defensive line coming. And they breathe a sigh of relief, the Panthers. They haven't had the ball for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Talked about Penrith's losses. They do gain a couple of pretty good players. Luke Garner, who took a pay cut to come here to Penrith to be part of this from the Wests Tigers. Zach Hosking. Tyrone Peachy as well. So I think he took a pay cut as well.
Good player, Garner. I couldn't believe the Tigers had let him go. He'll play plenty of first grade this year with the Panthers.
So penalty here for Penrith. Jack Cogger, obviously, we've seen him today. So that's basically the gist of their top line recruits. And it's still a very, very good squad they're playing with.
All the way, Dora, all the way, Sam.
No tackle.
That was the man that lit this stadium up, Jesse McLean.
Samuel, get up. Square. Oh, I see. No.
Feels like an eternity since Penrith have had attacking ball.
Ryan, stand
Trent
square.
Tolau is the number 25 here for Penrith. So they're going to use 28, it would seem. Just now work it up to the 30-metre line.
Ryan, all the way. Oh. No, great job.
It is that man, Tolau. The left foot step of Riley Smith. Straight into Tony Mataele. Connor Mason's been impressive, the Penrith dummy half. Then it comes down for Lindsay Smith. Shadows now covering the entire arena here.
Chase on!
A little kick here, which has got some heat on it. Oh, and almost. That was a good chase from Logan Dixon, but he couldn't haul that in.
A great awareness, haven't they, the Panthers? Big calls that were on there. Just a little bit too much on that kick that time, but the chase. They chase hard. They do all the little things well.
Now, Penrith, take note, are in this time slot next week. I think there's another trial after this game, after the World Club Challenge, but it's this time slot, 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. over in the UK, Penrith versus St Helens. And this place will be full. You can see some red seats. There won't be red seats next week, I can assure you. And there's a knock-on early in the set. Unfortunate for Sini because he's been good today. He scored a try, and that's an error which presents Penrith the ball on the 30.
Get in, Ryan. Wait.
Yep, they make a good show of themselves here this afternoon after this game. The St Helens side. Got some quality players.
Stand up, Jordan. Square. Hold.
It's McLean playing it first. Lotuanu just entering the game. Sunita Lotuanu, 21-year-old from St Mary's.
Keep going.
Hands. That's impressive. Oh, Gaia! Wonderful offload. And it's Logan Dixon with the try. Speaking about surnames and blasts from the past, that offload brings back some memories.
Yeah, his father was brilliant at those one-arm offloads. The right hand of Big Mark Gaia. Maverick has picked up this skill. Look at this for a pass. A little flick out the back. It's a skill you can't teach. That's born, that sort of stuff. Look at that. The flick out the back. Left hand. Digs over.
And it's risk-free too, what? You know, you think, oh, flick out the back, but that's going nowhere else but into the hands of Logan Dixon.
He knew exactly what he was going to do there. It's a brilliant pass. A great name too, Maverick.
That is, that's
Top a great name, isn't it?
Top Gun.
Maverick, bug out, bug out.
Do you like the new one?
I did.
It wasn't.
I did.
Tell you what, every time I flick on the Foxtel movie channels it's on, and every time, Block, all right, I'm set now for the next hour and a half.
And can Tom age a bit or something, please? Tom Cruise.
Look, there might be some assistance there.
What, a little bit of work, you reckon?
Just think a touch.
Go to his surgeon. Have a look at my melon.
I don't know if he's
They can help.
I don't know if he's Mother Teresa blocker. No, I'm with you. There's only so much they can do. Trent Tolau with the attempted conversion here and misses 22-10. So still Parramatta. I suppose still a chance here. 10.5 minutes to go. So coming up next, it is the Dragons and St Helens. Fascinating one there coming from Wynn Stadium. Andrew Voss will be calling that one, so he'll be excited about that. Down at Wynn Stadium, and that's coming up right after this. Don't forget tomorrow, 4 games on Sunday, an 11-game weekend.
How good is it?
How good is it? How good is it to have footy back? Plenty of people watched it last night on Fox. I tell you what, you don't want too many. They'll start doing these things in January. And we're going straight from the Big Bash straight to Rugby League because they put Rugby League on and the people can't get enough. Harry Hassett rides a heavy one there.
Off the legs, 20, take 10, hold.
Antonio Pelasasa, the 28 here for Penrith.
Help! Release!
Gee, it's been a gutsy performance from them. Valu Lasati.
18. Now.
And now this man Liam Ison, hasn't he been impressive? Little live wire. Yeah, a little run here. That's Tolau getting it on. Connor Mason a little chance. The chip and chase, but brilliantly plucked out here by Sean Russell.
Yeah, you would like to see him get in the clear there, Russell.
Got to be close to Parramatta's best, hasn't he, Sean Russell, today? He's been very, very busy. Well, a penalty here for the Eels.
Tremendous reflexes too. Bang, takes the ball, off he goes. Russell.
He's a big unit, isn't he? Bulky unit, Russell.
Love to have seen him skip out of that tackle there.
And he can move too, even with the bulk.
Let's see if they got anything left, the Parramatta side.
Luca Moretti gets a late inclusion. Prop playing second row. Oh, a prop or second row, but he's just filling in at the moment in the middle there.
Got 9 offloads to the Panthers. They need 1 more for a point.
There you are, on top of it. That's good. There's now, well, they got 4 tries. They 4 tries, 4 line breaks, 9 offloads. They're 1 short in all departments. I tell you what, that is actually important because we've got Manly on maximum and 2 other teams, Cronulla and the Warriors, on 14. Might as well win the trophy if you're going to be in it.
100 gorillas.
No, exactly. Makatoa. There's an offload from Moretti. And Lume had to stop there, so that meant he just had to concede and come back in field. 8 minutes to go. Dan Keir, the number 20 for Parramatta. Luca Moretti down the middle.
Last tackle off the arm. Make it.
Jaden Yates, plenty of game time. Jordan Rankin getting it on, and oh, great tackle. Jesse McLean, he can do it in attack and defence.
Yeah, no hesitation there. The up and in tackle. Straight away, McLean off the wing.
17 weight.
Just makes the decision to go in and shut it down.
No tackle.
There it is, bang.
Dara now. Hold.
So they're just about there, these young Panthers. Much different story to the last year. It was Parramatta, much stronger Parramatta outfit, but they thumped a similar style Penrith team 36-0. A lot to like about these young players in pink. Connor Mason. Windsor Wolf, the number 14, who's got it now. Another one who's had success, Flegg Cup last year. They're everywhere. It's from inside the 40, but no problem here for Sean Russell. This will be run number 18. Still warm. It's actually turned into a very pleasant twilight here. Komi Lafe. 20 years of age. Oh, strong shot. Up to Ele. Hammered in the tackle. Evasive stuff here from Sini. Already. Oh, fine. That was bazooka-like. Jordan Rankin there. Not exactly delighted.
No, out the back there, you expect a little bit better pass than that. That's at speed too.
Oof. I don't think it's going to matter here, but just a reminder, no golden point in this period, in the trial period, but 2 converted tries the margin. Could still happen, but 80 minutes is what we'll have today. There's some satisfied Panthers from the first part of the game, a lot of them. Well done, young men. Excellent performance, excellent resilience.
One more offload still. Come on, Panthers, get that offload.
Could do it all in one play, couldn't they, I suppose? Offload, line break, try. Yeah, he needs it. Mav Guy, he can do it all. Oh, that's gone backwards.
21, off the arm. 20, hold. Go, 3. 20, get up. Square.
Halfback / hooker.
Marker angle.
And this is the one they struggle to put down. Ah, there's the point. All right, they've got a point, Penrith. They just need a line break and a try.
Go.
Johnny!
There's a strong tackle from Jesse McLean. So a lot of these Parramatta players putting in big minutes. They came in with just the 23 players as compared to Penrith's 28. Omoisia with the offload there. Russell goes to ground. Run number 20. Dan Keir. Sister plays in the A-League. Older sister played WTA Tour. Dad played first grade in your era. Steve Keir. Good family, good sporting family. There's the kick here from Jake Arthur.
21, give 10. Run 10 or 1.
Dayon Amituane is the man who brings it back here for Penrith. So they're 3.5 minutes away from victory. They just need one great play, really, and that'll get them maximum points.
Give space. 20, go hold. Both feet. Hold. Go. 2.
Now, we're going off the Fox Sports stats, but it has to be locked in by the NRL. So these are preliminary, what we're dealing with here, but
wouldn't they take our stats? We do it all the time.
well, I'm just saying these things can change. There's a sharp play of the ball.
I'll get another offload here just to put it beyond doubt. How's that?
Don't look at me like that. Come on, it's been a fun couple of hours. Well, they've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Are you telling me someone from the NRL is sitting there doing the stats?
Yeah, well, they have to. I mean, they're giving you 100 grand. They've got to do it properly.
100 grand? Spill it.
So, coming up, it's Dragons, Saints, St George Illawarra, St Helens from Wynn Stadium. They can't, I'll tell you what they can't fudge, that's the tries, and Penrith are one short there. And they might only get one more chance if that, but Parramatta might get themselves a result here. Dory drawing and passing, and Sini improves the position. And hang on, we haven't got a winner just yet. Parramatta is going to have a set to pinch this game, or at least get a draw out of it.
Well, I've got to say they've played a little bit better in the second half, the Eels. That's a beautiful pass there at the line. Sini supporting. Knew exactly what to do. They got in the open space. That's a good position to score, right under the post there. Sini goes in for number 2.
So the kick is good as we watch that replay. 22-16. A minute 44. And now the time stops there. So they'll get themselves a set here. They've made 3 line breaks, so they're not going to get a bonus point really at all. 3 tries, 3 line breaks, 6 offloads. Well, I suppose they could go Harlem Globetrotters and pinch the offload bonus point, but their interest, as we watch the replay of the kick, their interest, Parramatta, is getting a draw, which would kill off both teams in terms of the trophy. But it'd be a satisfying result if they could get themselves a 22-all result here. Zach Senior double. Josh Hodgson, haven't seen him since the first period, which he got through unscathed. There was Woody Mugreg next to him, who got through a heap of work. 11 runs. Well, here we go. What have Parramatta got? What have Parramatta got?
See if they go for it too.
Dan Keir. Now, that ball has been knocked out, but loose ball carry.
Yeah, trying to offload there.
Loose ball carry. And that just about does it. Smart defence from Connor Mason.
Stay in that shape. Let's go.
Well, now they can probably look for this bonus point.
Still runs.
Block, because...
Hey, in the scrum.
There's Woody Mugreg, so he's still in the game, it seems.
It's in.
Boy, he has got through a heap
Come
of
on. In. Fuck off. Break.
Putting him in a bit of nick.
There's Penrith now. Up to the 20. Jesse McLean. They need a line break and a try. They get the try, they've pretty much got the line break, so they just need a try to get the maximum points. Mason. Fuumu. Mason again. He brings in Pelasasa, 3 defenders there. Back it comes here, and Smith has got footwork, not here. Not enough room. So it comes down to this. Guy waiting at dummy half. He's got something a bit special coming up. No, happy to just get it on. Mason. Oh, field goal. Don't worry about the bonus points. And the shot is no good. But that's the end of that. So Penrith get themselves, by our count, 13 of a possible 15 competition points. Most importantly, there are plenty of smiles on those kids' faces, and they've earned them. It's been a terrific win. They did a lot more defending than attacking, and they come away 22-16 winners over the Parramatta Eels.